With my son still off the trail tending to his wife and family, I was again solo for this week's hiking adventure. So again, I put on hold other trails I've been excited to hike until my son returns and we can explore them together. In searching for an alternative, I aimed again for the Cherokee National Forest and the Ocoee River area to hike the historic Old Copper Road Trail outside Copperhill, Tennessee. It wasn't the most exciting trail I've been on, but the river, site of the 1996 Summer Olympics whitewater events, was beautiful and a constant companion throughout the hike. Come on along. That is the Ocoee River. We are down here, for me, the Ocoee area. I'm not even sure what town we're near. To hike the Old Copper Road Trail. We're here in Cherokee, along the Ocoee River. This is time for the rhododendron trail, which goes that way, but that's not the one we're going. Heading into the Little Frog. We're having to make this walk a little bit. don't even know if this goes through. Where the trailhead is closed. I don't even know if I can access the trail from here. But I'm going to find out. I had to park back down the road here about a quarter mile to get to this area, hoping I can access the trail. Oh, I'll get back to you if I get to it. So, I think we've made it to the correct trailhead. Again, we are in Cherokee National Forest in the Ocoee River area. I think we're at the area where the Olympics were held. Not quite sure. Probably find that out for sure. For those of you wondering, Ian's still not with me. So there has been some good news on that front. Ian's father-in-law, after being transferred to a different hospital, has made a big turn. Yep, we're on the right trail. I just hope it's not. Okay. Anyways, for the better. He is off the ventilator. He's off life support. He's conscious and alert and doing pretty darn good, considering he was not good there for a while. Ian is still in Oak Ridge, Tennessee hospital with his wife and others of her family that have come down. First I thought it was going to be a goodbye thing, but no, apparently his father-in-law had other ideas. Let me pause a minute to show you this. It's pretty cool. Anyways, he is going to be in the hospital for a while. Not many people can see him because, the whole quarantine procedures are in order. But the news is much better than it was last week. There's not a date on when he'll be released. It's still going to be a while. But the prognosis is good. Okay, so again, we are on the old Copper Road Trail beside the Ocoee River. I am by myself, hiking alone. But I'll try to do my best to make it somewhat interesting. And apparently we're going to follow this river through pretty much the entire hike. I had to walk quite a ways from where I had parked the car to the actual trailhead because half this park was closed. But I'm going to switch cameras so I can use both hands, and I'll be back. Okay. The Ocoee River. Now, from what I understand, The level of this river is controlled by the Forest Service. You can see their bridge. There's their little symbol, if you can see it. And there's a series of locks and stuff. And when they're having competitions or whatever, they open it up, allows the water down here, and this turns into a competitive area for kayaking and rafting and all that kind of good stuff. But right now it looks like those locks are closed because the water level is low. And you can see the rocks which create all the rapids. Like when they use this area for the Olympics. Yeah. Anyways, we'll be back. Well, so far, I mean, the trail is definitely wet and muddy, but it is a walk in the woods, so to speak, aside from the river right off there to the right. I am pretty much out here alone. One mountain biker went by. That's it. There's been nobody else. I didn't pass anybody from the walk to my car to the trailhead. So, I'm alone. It's called Old Copper Road. And from what I understand, this used to be a road back before the highways and stuff came in. Probably in the areas around the turn of the last century. So considering like this rock wall up ahead, can't imagine this was a very wide road. So I'm sure erosion and mankind's mess with the river, you know, by putting in that lock system and dams. All this rhododendron. Probably changed a lot of what this area looked like back in the early 1900s, when this actually was a road. If I find a more detailed history, I will include that in the video. It's a lot more peaceful than I thought it was going to be, considering how busy the road was that I took to get here. I can't even hear the road, which is surprising. I know we're still pretty close to it. There's another view of the river. Pretty cool. And as my son would say, I'm going to do some picture stuff, so I'll be back. The Old Copper Road was actually built in 1853 to connect the copper mines in southeastern Tennessee's Copper Basin to the railroad terminus at Cleveland, Tennessee. Copper haulers used teams of oxen and mules for the 2-day trip to deliver ore to Cleveland. This trail is the last existing segment of the Old Copper Road and was restored to its near original condition and is designated a historic property in the National Register of Historic Places. Back along the river, pretty clear water. Pretty so far. Another spot of the river. These striations in the rock are. I don't know what their purpose was. They're certainly not natural. Just imagine what it's like when they have the water going. What this must look like. What kind of rapids these rocks create. It's gotta be bloody fun. Definitely humid today, let me tell you. Got the rocks alternating between smooth and rounded to these jaded ones. So when they get a lot of water through here, the type of rapids must be just amazing. Okay, be back. Cool little bridge. Now, look at that. Pretty cool. Cool rock formation there. So it's pretty much more of the same. Just walking along this old road. Seems to be pretty popular with the mountain bikers. You know, quite a few areas. It reminds me of the old C&O trail in Maryland and Northern Virginia. I've been on so many times. It's really popular with mountain bikers. No, this area, not right here, is not. But anyways, that was a graveled path that follows along the Potomac. And this one is not nearly as maintained as the C&O, but it does have some spots of gravel. Following along the Ocoee just kind of slightly reminds me. So far, nothing spectacular. I must be getting back close to the road again because I can hear it. A lot of tree tunnels. I have ran into a few other hikers since. With their dogs. No, I don't inherently have a problem with somebody hiking with their dog. As long as that dog is trained, I don't have a problem. It's when they bring their dogs that aren't trained, it snarls and barks or whatever as you're trying to hike by, then I've got an issue. But I'm not going to get off on that tangent. Just wanted to give a trail update. Be back. Definitely has a lot of little middle earthy spots. They're really pretty. Rhododendron, of course. Should be the official tree of Tennessee. It could be. I don't know. Guess I would have to find that out. Live here, don't even know what the official tree is. A lot of mud. All those bike tracks. You see why this thing is so popular with the bikers. Mountain bikers, that is. These random boards in the middle of the trail along the way. Turned quiet again, except for the sounds of nature. No longer hear the road. Another little bridge, and by the sounds of rushing water, another little stream. Cool. Be back. This is the end of the old Copper Road trail. Rather anticlimactic. Kind of a bummer, actually. No huge payoffs. Just a quiet day in the forest. Not even really a forest. Actually in a debate whether to even create a video out of this. Some restrooms up there. I don't know. I may or may not. If you're watching this, then that means I did. But there's nothing else to do but head back. Be back. Yeah. Walking back. Probably wondering why I picked such a trail. Well, I didn't think it was going to be this boring. I mean, all the trail reviews, which I don't know why I rely on them, said that it was a pretty trail. And it is pretty out here. Can't take away from that. And there are like 3 trails that I have lined up. One of them is the big one up in the Grayson Highlands, which is going to be another weekend trip. But I have those trails on hold until Ian is back. So I'm looking at these secondary trails, which that's what this one is. Even though it was given 4.5 stars by the on All Trails app, yeah, I don't see it. Except for the river. That is the one and only highlight of this trail. Nothing difficult about it at all, even though it was rated moderate. Crazy. This is definitely a kid-friendly trail. Kids could definitely handle this. Very little elevation gain. The trail is 99% this, what you're seeing right now. And that 1% is barely, above this. Still not difficult at all. And not hard for kiddos to navigate. So, I guess you could say I am saving the good trails for when my son is back. But as for me, I've got to keep hiking. I've got to get my time on the trail. Even if it's a plain Jane one like this one. Still grateful to be out here. And even when I get back to the end of the trail, oh, look at this. Kind of cool. To the end, I'm probably going to scope around this area here. And I'll film all that. And until then, be back. My son is typically the pilot for our drone, as he seems to have a natural knack for it. In his absence, however, it falls to me. Y'all could probably tell by the irregular flight pattern that I'm not very good at it. My fear of losing the drone doesn't help either. Anyway, although the water level was low, the Ocoee River looked absolutely stunning. I'd love to see it at its natural levels. See, this trail is so easy and flat. I'm not even using my poles. I basically didn't even need them. I only brought them because it said it was a moderate trail. But here's the river. That follows you the entire length of this trail. Which isn't so bad when you hear the water running through the rocks. So it's not all bad. There it is. Okay, so that was the old Copper Road Trail along the Ocoee River, and I think it's Copperhill, Tennessee, something like that. Super easy trail, not much to see aside from the river. And it was a great day. It was a great day to be on the trail. So, I mean, it's not a total loss. There's still some other things to see, and I'm going to do that after this. So, probably be some extra footage after this. So I'm going to check things out a little bit, and I'll show it to you. So, please like and subscribe to our channel as we continue to have these adventures as often as possible. And tell everyone about us, and tell them to subscribe, and we'll be back. Have a good one. The Centennial Olympics, 1996. It's a second footbridge, different from the first one I was on earlier today. Going over the Ocoee River. Everything's gotten a lot more people-y. Yeah, this is a bad angle. Let me switch camera. Look at those little walkways and stuff down there. I wonder if they did that after the Olympics. I might get down on that. Walk back on the car, to the car, over there. The Ocoee River and Ocoee Whitewater Center was the canoe slalom venue for the 1996 Summer Olympic Games. A 1,640-foot stretch of the river was narrowed by 2/3 to create the drops and eddies needed for a slalom course. Today the course is watered only on summer weekends for use by guided raft companies and private boaters. Because the river is dry most of the year, the center is now operated by the U.S. Forest Service. So there's a little rock pathway that brings you down on the river. Kind of cool. Since it's going back to the parking lot where the car is, why not walk along it? also one on the other side of the river. I can only imagine that all this stuff is underwater whenever they do open the locks and flood this river. However often they do that, no idea. Looks like a popular swimming hole for people. Pretty cool. Okay, be back. Is there anything else? Okay, this is the Rogers Branch lock. This is one of the locks I was talking about. And they are launching rafts down the river as we speak. I don't know if I can go down there. I'm going to see if I can get around over there on the other side. Be right back. You know, oh, I guess the footpath does go over here. That's where they are launching the boats. Heading down the river. I want to do that extremely badly. Unload the buses. Carry the rafts on down this ramp. Off they go from there. Really cool. Be back. Another access to the river. Much calmer here. Got a lot of kayakers. Pretty cool. This is Mac Point Beach day use area in the Ocoee River. And it started raining. All this along Highway 64 coming out of Cleveland. Man, okay, so the rain's getting harder. Cool area. Let's see if I can get to the other side. Okay, goodbye. 5 miles down the road, sunshine and no rain. Parksville Beach. Day use area. Well, back in the trailmobile. I think that was it for the access points for the Ocoee River. At least heading back toward Cleveland. I don't know what was further past where the trailhead was and farther down that way. Sure, there's some other access points that way. But from the trailhead back toward Cleveland on 64, I believe this is the last public one. There might be some little side ones along the way. There is a $3 fee to use these areas. I had to pay the $3 fee to park down by the trailhead. But it's a pretty area, and there's a lot to do here. Not just hike, though. There's hiking trails everywhere. I saw several trailheads as I was going along here. So I'm thinking that's going to be it for today's adventure. As I said, please like and subscribe to our channel. And until next time, keep your stick on the ice. Climb the mountains and get their good tidings. Nature's peace will flow into you as sunshine flows into trees. The winds will blow their own freshness into you, and the storms their energy, while cares will drop away from you like the leaves of autumn. John Muir. I leave another trail and head home back to my mundane life. Though the trail lacked excitement, it was more than generous with peace. The ripple of the waters of the Ocoee gave a soothing soundtrack to nature's dance floor. It refreshed my body and comforted my soul. I don't mind hiking alone, but I've become accustomed to our team and hiking with my son. I look forward to his return. Happy hiking, all.